Hello, y'all. Did you miss me? Oh my goodness. Well, I have missed you, my friends. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna start doing more readings for you. Let me explain my hiatus just a little bit. I had some things that I really needed to work on within self, and there was just a routine I think that I needed to build in sort of doing things for myself unapologetically and really honoring certain aspects and elements of my life. I think I had gotten really accustomed kind of to sort of the monotony of being of service. So I did that, and then I also, in addition to doing that, then I also have just been going through some things in my personal life that were really challenging for me. But ultimately, I feel like this whole disconnect was to teach me how to move from a different perspective, to zoom out and move from a bit more of an objective. I mean, I was already kind of in that objective space, but this has allowed me to kind of disconnect and to really honor my own energy and honor the energies that I feel and really ground myself into the readings. So I'm hoping that that transition and the things that I kind of learned in my little break is going to help the channel and help me to communicate with y'all. For some reason, my light all of a sudden wants to flicker. That's weird. What are you doing here? Why you? We start talking about energy and then lights begin flickering. So what I thought I would do for this reading coming back in is a special message for each collective, and we'll kind of check in with you energetically to see where you're at in this moment, and then deliver a message for you and sort of advice on whatever situation that you have going on. So we'll check into your energy first, the energy surrounding you, what you have kind of going on there, and then we'll do a reading on what you need to know about this situation and then how to move forward. I apologize, I feel like I repeated myself in that moment, but I think I forgot to mention the energy in the first base, and I really want to make sure that we are tapping into energy first and kind of understanding what it is that is going on in your environment and in your world right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the readings. You have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, I'll let y'all sit there for a minute. Pause if you need to, because these babies are going bye-bye. Group 1. You know, it's interesting, group 1, because I told myself, I was like, I want to be in a subjective or an objective space. But something I've learned about tarot is there's always a collective. Well, many of the collectives I feel are versions of self. You know, I think that we as a collective of people, it's sort of as seeing ourselves as one on a journey of many. And I really, as soon as that card pulled out, I was like, oh, we want to be like, we're going to try to take ourselves way out of this particular collective, because I have a feeling I'm going to probably sit in with you in this one. Because I do feel like you're going through a period of learning where you are going through growth or some kind of ascension, and what is happening energetically in this moment around you is that you are learning something, either a lesson of some sort. You could be maybe even entering into school, and you are going to be learning a whole new way of life. That's also a possibility here as well. So let's go ahead and tap into your energy. Now, keep in mind that this is for a large body of people. I hope, anyway. I don't know if I've completely ruined my algorithms. It's a big possibility that I have. But hopefully this will be seen. It's either way, there's going to be more people in your reading than just you. So if something doesn't feel right, or if it's not sitting with you, don't take what doesn't resonate. And if you're really feeling disconnected energetically, I would pull back and start from the beginning. Okay. We have a big masculine energy coming in. And here's that transition energy as well with that shapeshifter. The destroyer. I feel like this destroyer card here coming out is about like old paradigms or stepping outside of a cycle. Assertively too, really holding into your power. I don't honestly feel like just this, for this space, I really do feel like this king energy is representative of you. Now I know you might not be, you could be a feminine energy reading into this, but I do feel it's that assertiveness, right, is sort of in a masculine space. So you are asserting your power in a certain situation or a scenario and kind of taking control. And you're really doing this very unapologetically, and passionately even. Now, Eros I tend to see as like the erotica card, honestly. Like, I'm gonna get dirty, I don't know. We're gonna get rowdy. Okay, sorry. I'm not sorry, but I gotta work on that. But this is some kind of message being delivered here about you really stepping into something authentically. I don't think this Eros energy is necessarily sexual, but it does have like a, it is like your feminine embodiment even. And interestingly enough, it's kind of balancing in that with this masculine energy, bringing in sort of a balance among these two and doing a dance and being able to assert yourself, but also not be overbearing or, you know, not kind of push your way into things, but do it in a way that is delicate, where you remain sort of in the feminine space, or you remain sort of passionate and bring in that emotion. The destroyer card here, I'm sorry, I might be hopping all over the place, but this is wherever my eyes and that gonna go to, that's what I start tapping on. I do that a lot actually. So if you're new here, sorry, we're gonna bounce around. Okay, so the destroyer here is, again, it's like this, it's kind of a feeling of fed up a little bit. Earlier today, actually, group one, I had tried to do this reading and it was just too hot in here. And so, but earlier when I tapped into the reading initially, I did feel energetically like a heaviness kind of in the heart space. I don't feel it as much now. And energy shifts in a nanosecond, so I understand that you could be just on the up in this moment, or when you're going to tap into this, or I could have been hitting energy earlier in a different vibe. But it does feel like you've been through something, or this endeavor ahead of you is a challenge for you. This is something that is not going to be, it's not like a walk in the park. With the shapeshifter card here, it reminds me a bit of, this is so strange to have this analogy come in, but it's sort of the transition of like a man to werewolf. I know that's a really bizarre space to go in, but it's a painful experience, right? So this is like, this is an acknowledgement of some sort, bringing in that analogy that this thing that you have going on, this energy here that exists in that space, is indicating that it is a challenge. It's shedding skin. So this is like out with the old, in with the new, and this is a bit of a difficult space for you. With the Crone card here, it almost feels like it can kind of go two ways. So I'm seeing it kind of as like, for some of you it's going to be this way, like there's a fork in the road kind of, and then for others of you it's going to go the other way, where it's either you are, the reason that this is a challenging space is because you are delivering a message. And for a lot of you, I think it is going to be in that space, and it doesn't have to be that you are delivering a message physically. You could be delivering a message metaphorically. You could be delivering a message really without having to say anything, just through your actions and through what you're choosing for yourself. But this is really a space of it's no longer moving in a way that we used to move, and now we're kind of entering this new space, and it is really a moment in which you're stepping into yourself in a bit. For others of you, this is that there is a message being delivered to you, or there's information coming to you, and especially with this investigation and research, you're going to learn something that is going to catapult all of this. And so it's perhaps you're right there, or you're kind of in the midst of learning a lesson and you're gathering the information, or having an awareness or an awakening of some sort where you're kind of seeing things more clearly, and now are going to moving into a bit of an ascension within yourself. Either of these scenarios is a great way, and I think that transformation is a beautiful thing for all people, so I'm here for it. So that is your energy here, and then we're going to tap into what it is that you have going on, just what the special message is for you. And I think we're going to bust out, everybody seems to really love the Pulp Tarot, and so we're going to say hello to this bad boy. Right off the bat, I'm opening up to Justice as well as the Four of Cups. So something balancing in, and perhaps something that we're not seeing. All right, so we're going to see what is the special message for you. Group, it's kind of loud. Group 1. Did I call you Group 2? I don't know if I did. Page of Wands. So I do feel like this is kind of, I don't feel as though this is something that it has like a newness to it, okay? This like passionate new beginning, but it's at the sort of beginning phases. Wow. We'll take this guy because that came out. Fool in reverse. And then you have the Ten of Cups. Oh, okay. Emperor in reverse. Why are we going there? Hold up. Let's get one more out for you, and then we'll kind of tap into this on what the message is in this space. Okay, I'm so sorry, Group 1, but the song that came into my head was, "You can't make a wife out of a hoe." No. You may have high hopes in a certain situation. I really did not think that this was going to be about a connection, honestly. I really didn't. That's not where I thought this was going to go. Here you have the Seven of Cups. And I'm going to go ahead and put that King of Cups and the Ten of Swords back in there. Ten of Swords was actually in reverse. Okay, so I feel like I actually don't think that these are two people. I think these are two perspectives from how you're viewing the situation. So it is this. So Page of Wands. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks on fire energy in the tarot. So it is, especially in this space, it's going to be a quick. It's going to be, it's like a match, okay? So it has a quick burn. It comes in, it's really passionate, it's really fiery, and then it fizzles out really quickly. So this is an in and out energy. This is somebody who would come in and then be very engaging with you, and then be very, you know what? This could actually represent this person as a whole. This could be like how you view them, or how they are, and what's kind of going on with them. And you're really being advised to slow down and really look at this with a little bit more caution. Anyway, so this energy is sort of like, it reminds me of someone who, when they are engaging with you, it's like you're the only person in the world, right? And they are, responsive, and they are maybe they're open with you, and they feel they're connecting with you, right? They make you feel like there's nobody else that they could communicate with this way. But then you find out that actually they do this with everybody that they communicate with, that they don't really build bonds. They sort of build minor acquaintances. And really this is like the energy that sort of seeks validation. Really, they're kind of seeking validation in several different spaces in order to kind of really be in a space of trying to how do I want to say this? They're sort of trying to it's like they want to feel this way. They want to feel like the emperor, but they really aren't. And because they don't have that to offer, this is how they operate. It's like, it's kind of, this Ten of Cups energy over here doesn't feel like actual Ten of Cups, if I can be transparent there. I'm always transparent, but whatever. It feels more like this is kind of what you're hoping in this space, is like wanting this Ten of Cup energy, but it's just kind of lackluster. It's like it doesn't really come in. Now, for some reason, I'm being called back to the Eros card, being that this could be a connection, that because it's like this quick, it could be a intimate, like it could be physical, and there could be physical attraction, but there's not like a deeper bond in that, and it's just not being allowed to kind of transpire there. So you're really kind of being in this space of having to pull back a bit, or just move with an air of caution before just kind of jumping forward in this space. Now, this Seven of Cups comes in with, it's less about options and more so like shiny object syndrome, honestly, where it's like, and here we are again with that Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Oh, this person may have issues communicating emotions, honestly. So they're going to create all these like little connections, but also there's not anytime that it gets to a certain point of having to be deeper than that, they're going to check out of that. They're not going, it's very emotionally unavailable, honestly. And so it's like you are here kind of in this space, like offering this, and I feel like you kind of have been in a little bit of a space of maybe holding your hand out to somebody, like here you go, here's my feelings in a cup, because cups are emotions, and they're just like daydreaming and seeing like a different reality, but really not wanting to, again, they're an emperor in reverse. So are they doing things to build this idea of self that they are hoping for? I think it doesn't seem to be. It seems more so like the kind that really has an absence of being really grateful for what they have, and understanding that, and also I think they're relatively aware of their behavior in some capacity, because I do have the Devil coming out on the bottom of the deck. And so I think this person seems to have an awareness of how they're behaving in this scenario and what's going on. Let's see what else we can get to come out. This is a strange reading. I kind of wasn't really anticipating a connection reading, to be quite frank. Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is causing you quite a bit of pain or anxiety, or it's just really weighing on you pretty heavily. Where it's like you really want more from this person, but they're just not willing to provide it. And I think that what you're kind of being guided to see here is that it's sort of going, okay, well, what is it? Is there an actual, here's the Magician coming out too. And I was just going to talk about that, where it kind of feels like it's a facade, where it feels a lot more like it's an attachment style than it is a connection or a bond. So what is it about this person, given the presented behaviors, that is realistically fulfilling? And it seems like there isn't really much. You have the Page of Wands here, the Fool in reverse, kind of really inviting you to slow down. And then this, kind of energy that is, really um, you know, these are not action, these are sort of, this is kind of the energy that expects others to approach them and isn't really doing anything to kind of solidify much of it. It's like almost like wanting attention where it feels best, and not really connecting in with anyone offering them anything tangible. And it's, I think this is more so of being, it's like this person just really doesn't have the capacity to provide that. So it's kind of this wish fulfillment energy of wanting to see something that is like, something transpire out of this, but not really being willing to accept the fact that there's just nothing that might, you know, this could very well, at this time anyway, just with the energy that is existing here, there's nothing really connecting this energy. There's not a whole lot of union cards. There's not a lot of, you know, really happy, uplifting, connection-based cards. It is really just kind of being in a headspace even, and being in sort of that viewing something from the position of what it could be rather than what it is, okay? And I think this is really, you know, the interesting thing about the scholar coming in, and the interesting thing about the energy is that I think that what this is trying to tell you, from, you know, it being a special message, just trying to wrap my brain around how this is coming in for you. But what I just got in a sort of in a hit or a download was that this could be this connection is important. And I don't think it's important because, specifically because there's union. At this time, I don't think that there is. But what is occurring here is that you are learning a lot, and that the intention of this is to sort of put you on the path for something much more fulfilling. And also it's putting you on the path for recognizing sort of why, like what is it that I see in these connections, because there is no connection, there is no bond, there is no, it's simply an attachment. It is not genuine connection. There isn't equal give and take. There's not reassurance. There aren't many emotions. And it's really just sort of my how I would like to see things transpire rather than the reality of how they are transpiring. And with that said, I think that what the, you know, the shape shifting and the destroyer and all that is kind of inviting you to disconnect yourself from falling into a pattern, perhaps, of being in an attachment rather than in a connection. And then really pulling back, slowing down, and looking at it and going, what is it like? What is truly fulfilling in this space? What is this person offering me other than the absence of their presence that is really, truly worth me feeling that this is a connection worth continuing to give my time to? Okay. I was just thinking about the schooling thing that I was talking about, and I got like the message that was like, oh, we're gonna school you. Ay. Okay. All right, so let's see then what you are, where was I gonna go with this? What do you need moving forward? Let's do that. What does group 1 need moving forward in this connection? Oh boy. That's a lot to kind of pop out there, ain't it? I'm just going to take this Two of Swords and Knight of Pentacles because of the way it fell out. I did have Temperance, what was it? Temperance and the Queen of Swords as well. You know what? Actually, let's bring that out. That seems really good because, yeah. All you need is just a little patience. There's a Two of Wands here on the bottom of the deck. I feel like intuition is coming into play here. I think that this is calling you to really focus elsewhere. So the intuition part is, now this can also be indecisiveness of feeling like, oh, here's the scenario, okay? When they are engaging with me, they're so engaging and they're so present and they're so, but then they do this and then they're so engaging, and it's like they know what they're doing. And I think that that's really important that you understand. And if somebody is willing to, you know, maybe they know how you feel about the situation and they're still doing it, I think we have to ask ourselves how much that person really has the capacity to, you know, have any sympathy for our emotions or empathy for them, because it's sometimes it feels as though they don't. It's really more so that they are far more concerned about how your attention impacts their ego. And that's not a really great energy to even, you can't really build with that energy. In fact, that kind of energy can hold you down and weigh you down and keep you from growing. So I think using intuition here is a bigger message with the Two of Swords, where it is calling you to really move into your powder. Really? Mouth? Honestly. Power. Don't move into the powder, baby. Don't do that. Like, don't just say, fuck it all. I guess we needed to break up the energy, I think, a little bit. Like, hello, I'm back, here to slaughter you. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Okay, so anyway, I feel like this is really calling you to step into your power. And that's like this action card here with the Knight of Pentacles, as well as the Queen of Swords. I would argue that the Queen of Swords is also an action card as well, where she's decisive. She is putting her foot down. She is like, you know what? And again, here's that Destroyer card. This is teaching me what not to accept for myself, point blank, period, right? And so here she is, and she's moving into a new abundance. And I think that you are intended to sort of make that transition. Now, the interesting thing about the Temperance card in the Pulp Tarot deck, in my opinion, is that it's like she's part man, part woman, all angel. One foot in the water, one foot on the land. And that is reminiscent in my mind anyway of like transitions and balancing things out, moving and being assertive. So building into your masculine energy. Your masculine energy is very assertive and action oriented. And arguably also, group one, if you are dealing with a masculine energy who is not assertive, they are predominantly in their feminine energy. So now you have to move in where you're not so imbalanced into your feminine energy, where you're just nurturing and nurturing and nurturing without reciprocity, and move into that assertive side as well, and putting your foot down and going, okay, well, that's we've had enough of that. And it is kind of inviting you to walk away from these ideas, situations and scenarios that really just aren't working in your favor, and they're really holding you down. They're keeping you from choosing yourself in certain scenarios. And I always invite the question too, is like, what if they come around? What if they come back around and then they're suddenly just this person that in your mind you had kind of intended them to be? There's going to have to exist an entire accountability discussion of going, okay, were you aware of how your actions impacted me? And if they're already avoidant in that space and they're already sort of making up excuses, that is sort of it's kind of like a magnifying glass into your future with that person, because that is who they are, and that is how they are presenting is exactly who they are. And so anyone who sort of steps in alignment with that or has any individual power is really going to be kind of this person's, they're not really going to want to be in any space in which their actions are being called to question, or they have to utilize accountability and own the things that they are doing and the burdens that they put onto others in these emotional connections. And so you really have to ask yourself, group one, is that what you really want in a relationship? And so I think you are being invited into the space to learn from this experience, and then to put down the past and move forward into a new beginning. Okay. And also you have the Queen of Wands here, baby. So just one more thing, and the Wheel of Fortune. Hang on, I don't want to end it there. And also the Hermit here. coming through. This is sort of being in a passionate energy and sort of putting the wheels in motion on doing whatever it is that you need to do to begin this path of being passionate about yourself. Now, if you are male, you can flip all this and you know, have it be where you are, you know, this is, you know, the King of Wands, or however you want to see it. I have a very small demographic that is male, so typically I am reading to the feminine audience. And then here we are again with the Hermit. It's kind of inviting you, you know, there is this sense of patience is running throughout this reading, of really slowing down and honoring yourself and understanding that divine timing is something that just came into my mind, of knowing that when something is right, it will feel right. You won't have any doubts. It won't feel like an attachment. And that person, they are not going to let you go. Here you have the Seven of Wands. That person will hold on to you dearly, and they will fight off anyone who tries, like someone who wants to be with you and wants you, they will make every effort to, especially if they are a masculine, they will put in the effort. They will continue to try. When they are interested in you, baby, there is not much that you can do to get a masculine energy who is interested in you off you, unless you straight tell them no thank you. So so that is how you'll know he will continue to show up for you. He will be he will make sure that he does the things that make him stand out, because here's all these wands coming after her and he's fighting off the sticks like, this is my girl, baby. So I think that that is the message here for you in this space, group 1. If you can, leave me some feedback in the comments. I miss y'all. I haven't had a message from you in so long. I think I would really love to see how you feel about this, and if you ever want to talk about any of this, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email at thetemporaltaurus@outlook.com. I will not be doing private readings quite yet. Once we move into the school year and I have more time to myself during the day, then I may begin doing private readings in the future. You can maybe get on a list and purchase one now, and I can kind of then put you on a list if you're willing to wait for a personal reading. And if you're new here and you have not liked and subscribed to my channel, please do that. It helps my channel tremendously, and we'd love to have you back in the future. Thank you, group 1, so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 2. Hello, group 2. It's been a while since I've said hello, group 2. Oh my goodness, how are you? I hope you've been well since we last spoke, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and tap into the energy that you have going on in this moment, just to see kind of what the vibe is, what you got going on. Then we'll do what the special message is for you, and what you need to know moving forward, or what advice there is for you on this situation or scenario that you've tapped into today. So let's go ahead and see what the energy has in store for you. Right off the bat, you have these big energy. Are you balancing some things out? Are you learning some things? The universe coming in with a lesson for you. You may be going through, interesting. You may be moving into a space, the energy around you. This is interesting. So this energy is very feminine. It's very nurturing energy. Also, just really quick, on the bottom I had the village as well, and the very first thing is like it takes a village. So this is sort of the all-knowing card, or one of them, where you are, it's like something you didn't know is now being presented to you. And here we go, I have delivering news and collaboration with this top card that you have pulled out. So anyway, back to this card. Sorry, my brain was like, oh, these two things are connected. This is this space of learning lessons, being presented with a new way of seeing things, especially when you have that empty room there. I see the empty room card here as like a blank slate card, or a clean space, where you're now building upon. It's like almost a rebirth almost, and going through this space, and where you're just, all this information is presented to you in a way that makes you feel like, damn. I never saw it that way before, and now I see. It's like, what is that song? It's like, I was blind, but now I see. What is that? Is that Amazing Grace? I once was lost, but now I am found. Yeah. It kind of is giving that a little bit. You're either moving into this nurturing energy within self, maybe bringing in more emotions into situations, or that is being offered to you. There's emotion coming in, or the emotions are kind of in this overflowing space. And I do feel like you're kind of in this moment of really learning. Hang on. I had an intruder. Sorry. Maybe you are snuffing out distracting energy. But this is, it is this sort of a space of, this could even be nurturing self. There's things that this new beginning here is teaching you so much that you maybe hadn't seen before, and now you're kind of in a moment of needing to kind of honor yourself in this moment, and honor the things that you are learning in this moment. But also, I feel like whatever is happening here, this is teaching you in some capacity how to work with others. So yeah, I think that is the energy here. That is there anything else? I feel like I went through that really quickly. I just felt like it was very like cut and dry like that. But I do see, okay, sorry. One thing else that came in just now is that this is a balancing act, and that this is something that this is kind of new territory for you. I don't think you're actually really used to navigating in this space where, and I don't want to say it in a way where you're not used to, how do I want to say this? Because I don't want it to come out a certain way. Because I don't think it's necessarily that you don't consider others, but it kind of moves. It's like being in a space in which perhaps like you saw situations and scenarios just from your own perspective, and kind of something that you may be waking up to is that it's kind of like that analogy where you can stick 7 people in a forest, and you can stand them all around the same tree, but because they are seeing the tree from different angles, and because each of them have their own individual perception and an awareness, they're all going to see the tree differently, but technically they're all looking at the same thing. And so this is sort of, it's like being kind of awakened to the fact that 2 perceptions of a similar situation can still be accurate, and having to learn how to work with others in that capacity where you aren't really navigating from a space. I don't know if you just heard my little one laugh like super loud. I don't know what that was all about, but navigating from a space in which you are really only considering your own perspective on this situation. And now I think you're moving really into a space of really beginning to understand maybe someone else's point of view on something, or a differing perspective of your own, and now kind of bringing that into, you know, how to balance into something that you may be learning even from this collaboration. So, okay. So that is where we are with your energy. And then let's see, what is the special special? This is a special message, group too. Special message. Why did I just say it that way again? Special message. Goodness. I had a Sally sells seashells moment. Goodness. Who's in this group 2 space? Are you group 2? Are you somebody who uses humor to dodge emotions a little bit? Okay. All right. Ooh, this guy wanted to come out. There's that Ace of Wands. So this is something new, and this is passion. Are these? Hold on. I actually think these are upright. Yeah. I don't know. They came out in the reverse, but when I put them down, they felt like they were in the wrong space. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of reversals anyway, so. Just building on something. There's a lot of emotion being built in this space, or wanting to come in. And now here we are with this Page of Cups, this fish out of water that's like, I really don't know how to offer affection and emotion, but I sure as hell I'm going to try. And so kind of moving in that. Oh, okay, that's a bit too many cards. Let's make it less. Thank you. Hermit. What else do we have going on for group 2 special message? Okay, so this is really interesting. I'm in your energy and I cannot communicate. So I do feel like this is a communication issue that you might be having in your situation, because suddenly I keep saying special and I don't know why that is. It fell out on the ground. Is the King of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, and 4 of Swords. If those come out, we'll talk about them, but I'm really trying to look for just one more card in this place. Please and thank you. Oh, it's like you have, it's kind of like you have a whole lot to say, and it's like, it's almost like, it's kind of this fear of it all coming out, or it's like you want to just say it all. Here's those, okay, whatever. These want to come out. They're here to stay. Okay. Let's move you up here. You have the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom, so wanting to kind of build on something. Wanting to, as well, walk away from an old way of thinking, moving into sort of a wish fulfillment, moving into a little bit more emotion. There's quite a bit of emotion here. There's also a bit of fiery energy. So how that Ace of Wands can come in at times is like, it's kind of, okay, it's kind of like being in an energy in which you're like, all right, I'm going to do it. It's like, these 3 cards right here have such a storyline, okay? It's like coming in and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do the thing, and then you're in this energy for a hot second, for like you're in the 9 of Cups energy, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna say all this, and this is everything that I'm gonna say, and this is how I feel about it all. And then it's like, then you trip yourself up, you self-sabotage a little bit, and then you're here with the Page of Cups, and you like, what you want to say doesn't come out the way you want to say it, or you even are sort of restricted even, and you can't say it, and then instead you go and you're like, go and hide, okay, run away even, and then are now in this like, okay, that was too much of emotion for me, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go into my cave, and then we're gonna be in this space of healing. And that's actually not funny. So it is kind of like, I feel like what's going on is you're kind of learning here in this moment that in order to kind of move into the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, where these are more wish fulfilling and abundant cards, in which they are very much like wish fulfillment and union cards in some capacity, that this is going to require you to really kind of put down. So the Three of Wands here, right, is like putting down these old ways of thinking and starting over basically, and seeing things from a new perspective, and then moving forward. And you're invited here with the pages, okay, is that you don't have to. I think what's tripping you up is like it's not really kind of moving into a space that's of your own comfort level or your own comfort zone. It's like wanting to say all that you are feeling and then not being able to, and then saying nothing, and offering nothing, and no reassurance at all, and no affection or communication, and then really feeling like fearful in that, in some capacity, or even feeling guilty in some way for that. And then here you have the Page of Swords coming in, that's like inviting you a little bit that in order to move into this collaborative space, it's just communicating at the level that you're careful with or comfortable with, but doing it, okay, as opposed to keeping all of it bottled up and not saying anything, which is actually putting you kind of in this energy here, in this Four of Swords energy, which is that healing and reflective state, which is a dwelling state as well. We can be into an overthinking but under speaking, right? And so, and it's like you want to build upon this. You want to move away from this indecision, because before the Eight of Cups is that Seven of Cups, where there's a lot of indecisive kind of energy there, and having like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to say this, or should I choose this or should I choose that, and it's like having a lot of options but not really having a decisive plan. And then you move into the Eight of Cups, where it's like finally deciding, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this. Anytime that you see a card in the tarot deck with their back turned to the front of the, to you, the viewer, that is a card of walking away. And here we have one of contemplation. She's not quite yet on that brink of like walking into that. And we know following the Three of Wands is like, after doing some really heavy thinking, then we're able to move into that union space. The Four of Wands is the ultimate union card, which that's the next card that comes after this Three of Wands, and after putting down what no longer works, or learning a lesson about how to collaborate with other people, especially within connections. Okay. I really do feel like that special message kind of came in interlaced with what you need to do, but I'm going to go ahead and still see what your advice here is for this reading here, group 2. Right up off the bat, I opened up to the World, so this is still reminiscent of that energy in the beginning space, where it is having that blank slate, starting over, a new beginning or ending of an old cycle. And this could be something that has been very conflicting for you, or you're very conflicted about, with that Five of Wands coming through. Ooh, that was an awful shuffle. Ooh, yeah, communication is definitely the issue, I think, in this particular space. Okay. What is the advice here for group 2? I love this. Look at her. She's like, I am going to do this. I'm going to bring in balance into my life. And she's all for it. So it is about bringing in balance. I think it's about too fairness, really understanding, like, I think maybe for you here, just being able to kind of zoom out a bit and go like, okay, well, how would I react if someone was approaching? How much of this emotional burden am I putting onto other people, right? And it's also here too, is like kind of seeing yourself in this energy that maybe doesn't really see yourself in this it's having a little bit of I don't know if it's necessarily imposter syndrome, but it's like, it's just kind of a defeatist space, okay? Of not seeing yourself as a star, but this is actually the reminder that you are, and that you do have what it takes to build the confidence to move into a healthier communication style. And it's just here in having faith. And I don't know if this is necessarily that this is somebody coming in, that could offer you this energy, or if this is becoming. And you don't have to necessarily be a masculine energy to resonate into this space, but masculine energy is about assertiveness, is about action. And so if you tend to avoid taking action, then it would make sense that this would come through in balancing in your masculine energy, because you may honestly be in a space that is almost so feminine that you're expecting everybody to kind of hold the emotional burden for you without doing anything to reassure those spaces, or kind of maybe in some way taking the easy way out and inadvertently. I don't think this is necessarily something that you consciously do, or I think this is something that you could have done in a space that was relatively subconscious and not even necessarily understanding that this is what you were doing. But now it's kind of building into this awareness of that. Okay, sorry. Building into this awareness that you're kind of being invited to give a little bit more emotionally, and really move into, see here she's like, just look how confident she is. She's like, I have thought long and hard about giving you this information here, or this piece here, which this is about, pentacles really a lot of times are about financial things, but it's abundance. In my personal opinion, abundance is not limited to finances, and rich is not being, wealthy. It is about so much more than that. It's about character as a person, and how you are and who you show up as, and what you're able to offer without really expecting anything in return, and how much you are able to meet people where they are, and where they are meeting you. And so it's kind of being in this Six of Swords energy is really moving away from an old way of thinking and moving into a new way of thinking. And these are really confident cards here. In fact, you have really good major arcana cards in here. It's like really building into your confidence. In particular, like, I think that confidence is like the big kind of barrier here, is just really feeling assertive and asserting your needs as an individual, and asserting your beliefs and your feelings. And you don't have to do that in a way that is stepping on others. This is inviting you to communicate authentically, to say how it is that you feel in order to better collaborate with others. I think that is all that I have for you. Let's see if we just have anything else. Here's that Two of Cups. Yep, here's that collaboration energy, moving into a union. This is really asking you to just put down something that isn't working for you and move into a new way of looking at things. And I think you already kind of know that. This is a little bit of I would say that if I were going to label things, I would say that this would be a space in which if you're in this collective, you may tend to be more avoidant of conflict, or avoidant of things that are too heavy or too emotional, or maybe not as comfortable expressing emotions, which is nothing necessarily wrong with that. And that's why you were invited in the second part of the reading, was to take the baby steps there. And then you'll move into this space that is going to get you into a union energy, where you're, essentially experiencing equal give and take. Okay, group two, if this resonated with you, please leave me some feedback in the comments. It's been so long since I've heard from y'all, and I would love to hear what you have to say about this reading. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do that. If you are new or have been here a while, please like this video. It helps me so much, especially right now when I haven't been on the channel in quite a while. I imagine I probably did a number on my algorithms. If you ever want to talk about any of this in more detail, you're more than welcome to send me an email at thetemporaltaurus@outlook.com. Thank you so much for being here, Collective 2. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hello, group 3. Goodness. I love this card. Look at it's the Hound. It says loyalty, chains, and promises. And I heard that song by Sean James come in, and he's like, I'm just a howling at the moon. And another song that came in, you ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time. I don't know. I'm not really sure. This is a wild card for me. I'm not 100% sure on the energy right now. It's fluctuating a little bit. I do think you're in kind of an era. It's feeling a bit of a empowered space. So let's go ahead and tap into your reading, group 3, and see what you have around you energetically in this moment. How y'all been? I miss this space. The Warrior, really not surprised that that came through, and the Lover, very balanced space energetically. This could be somebody that you have around you, or this could be you. It could be a really nurturing, okay, Queen energy. All right, group 3 just showing up the rest of the decks. Jeez. Look at those cards. Okay. What is the energy? You're the bomb.com, collective 3. No, I really do feel like you have been through something that has ignited something in you, and you are in this warrior-like energy. And I would say that much of this is relatively balanced. I think, though, with the flame being here is that there's something kind of new brewing or something burning. Now, we got to be careful with that flame energy, because sometimes it can fizzle out really quickly. You know, like it's kind of like a, well, actually I would say that a candle is more so of a slow burn, so perhaps it's a bit more of that. But it is something to be mindful of, that sometimes it can come in, this energy can fizzle out quickly, in terms of maybe feeling like really empowered, and then kind of also feeling really depleted very quickly as well. Now you are coming in a very balanced feminine energy, or you have that around you. A very nurturing, mothering, even warm energy. It seems like you are really in a space of honoring self, have a bit of a view on life that is really loving, and kind of looking out at the world with oh, there's so many songs that come in. You may be a music person. You may be somebody that is really inclined to like listen to a lot of music, because I heard like Wide Open Spaces. There was another song I heard just before that, and I can't remember it now, because Wide Open Spaces came in so quickly after it that I'm not sure what it was. But it's a lot of energy that is sort of seeing like a new horizon, and it's almost like this vow and this commitment and this loyalty aspect is really about honoring self and moving into building your own kind of, it's like paving your own way, or doing things for yourself, or moving into this era that is really like maybe unapologetic, but you're doing it with grace in a way that it's like healthy boundaries and all of these things that you're kind of building into your life, and really being loyal to yourself. Almost like this, a lot of this isn't necessarily union cards, more so than it is a nurturing self card, and really building upon that thick skin. Okay, so that is the energy that is in your space, Collective 3. Let's see what the special, oh my goodness, I struggled a bit in Collective 2. If you watch more than one reading, you might find some amusement in Collective 2, because I consistently said special message. I like, at the door. Who? Huh? You heard a knock. There's somebody at the door. Okay, I'm back. I'm not going to edit this out, honestly. I will put a timestamp in there for you. So, okay, let's get back into Group 3's energy. You know, maybe you are kind of asked to answer to people a little bit. You know, sometimes I always feel like if I'm in an energy and something happens, there's a reason for it. So maybe you have spent a lot of time sort of actually being in a space that's more so of being of service, and are kind of now moving into maybe a little bit more of a space that is really honoring self. Okay. What is the special, gosh, why is it that I am struggling? Special message. I don't know why I think I'm saying it wrong. That was a lot. For Collective 3. I think you're really, yeah, it's like what you're working on right now is really this individual abundance. Oh, but here we are. You know, maybe that loyalty is about, oh, okay. perhaps somebody else. Hold up, there's a card. Do you see that? What is this? There's that 7 of Wands. Maybe somebody willing to... Okay, all right. What do you have going on, group 3? I mean, honestly. What is going on here? You know, it's so funny because the energy consistently... It's like every space where the energy comes out, it's like the reading is almost not matching the energy. So strange. You know, it's really interesting because you have that, you know, maybe you are in a connection and you're in that connection really invites you. It like is inviting you to enter into your power a bit. This is somebody that it seems like is very willing to provide you information. There's some sort of new, maybe even a new way of seeing this connection, where now suddenly you're just very committed to being very to being in a union space with this person. You have the 2 of Cups coming in. You have the 7 of Wands, and then the Lovers. It's like either it is that you are building into this space within self, and that is going to cause this person to come in and be like, I'm okay, I'm ready, I choose you, and then they're gonna fight like hell for it. Or it's just that this connection brings out the best of you, and for both of you. It brings out this union energy. It brings in this connection and this loyalty together. It makes you really want to, like, here she is, this 9 of Pentacles is really building upon her own abundance. And then this is like, then being in that space of, okay, I can give to you. Perhaps there's somebody that you're just really loyal to. Let's see here. I think this kind of is intended to be in the upright for you. You do have a Death card on the bottom of the deck. This could indicate a new beginning within a connection. Maybe one that really brings, like, that puts you into your feminine space. This is a connection that, you know, there's also a possibility here for you as well, Collective 3, that this like new beginning here is a union in some sort, a marriage or an engagement, something in that capacity that is really putting you into this space of feeling like you can conquer the world even. And I think this is moving. It's like, here's the Sun as well. This is a connection that is really it has the potential to either be a really solid union, or it's moving very quickly into that union space. And it's interesting because I don't think I've read in a while for something that's so like positively for pro-union and like, yeah, this is a great thing, go for it. Because y'all know that I'm very transparent as a reader, and we do not fluff in this space. So baby, like, if this is coming through then we trust it. So it's like this really positive energy here with this connection, where it's balanced, it brings out the best in both of you. It's moving in the right trajectory. It is equal give and take. This is a person willing to fight for you. This is a whole lot of union. It's a really wonderful reading. So it's like, if you were kind of just tapping in to see how your connection is going, or how this interaction with this person is going, I would say that it's going really well, and this is a really balanced space. Goodness, like, okay, Collective 3, just coming in here with your wonderful energy. What is the advice for you here? I'm very curious. Very curious what the advice is for... Now, some part of you, I I don't know if this is going to ring true or not. I just had that 9 of Wands as well as the 7 of Swords come out. And I do want to say there could be a part of you that is a bit apprehensive about this connection for whatever reason. Maybe has some anxiety, perhaps has some doubt on how maybe they feel about you. Maybe you think that this is moving a little bit too quickly. But I think it feels very safe. Now, here's the moon coming out, so something unseen, or maybe that's something that you don't see, is that this is a connection that is, it has the potential to be a really solid union. Okay, what is the advice here for collective 3, please? Collective 3. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is really wanting to build on something. This sorry y'all, this is a weird thing to say, but man, this card always reminds me of paint me like one of your French girls, Jack. Every time. And you know how their romance was. Although there was room on that door, like, let's be honest. Rose. Okay. We'll clarify that 3 of Swords here. 9 of Pentacles. What now? Clarify the 3 of Swords. I feel like this is more so like feeling like, so here Knights and Knight of Wands is like this, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, these are all like forward moving, and I think there's this, there's a bit of like a fear at the pace of this, that this is going to, like, if we move as quickly as it seems like we're moving, then we're going to end up in a space that is, you've got the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck as well, that we're going to end up in this space of heartbreak. Oh, okay. We're not going to take those, actually. I feel like they just kind of like flew out. We're going to do one at a time. One more. What is the advice here? 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, and Swords. There's a Knight there too. This is all the Knights. Let's just put these like here. Look at this. All the Knights are out here. This is like everything moving quickly and it feeling like kind of a burden for you a little bit. I don't know if you necessarily want to move at this pace. I think that in the past you've had situations where they've moved really quickly and you've seen it in this energy, and then it invited this energy to come through in this kind of, you know, maybe love bombing, or maybe just having had an experience at some point where moving really quickly ended up being a really not so great thing. There is, for some of you, I just do need to provide a bit of a disclaimer, because there is another portion of you where it's like you are kind of questioning whether or not all of the other things are, you know, accurate or true, and you're kind of in this space of wondering if this is too good to be true too. And kind of, and I would say you're a little bit conflicted about that. Okay, so let's see if we can, what is the, I'm going to extend your reading just a little bit for you. Let me see how this person really feels, okay? Why don't we do it that way? We'll tap into the energy of your person. Congratulations, Group 3. You get the longest reading of the night. Spray that with some Palo Santo spray that my beautiful friend Meg made for me. She's wonderful. I did pop out right away to the Magician and the Four of Swords. So the energy, you know, at least in this current moment, is a bit reflective. All right. How does Group 3's person feel about this? Okay. Well, they definitely see you in a Queen of Cups energy. How does Group 3's person feel about this connection, please? or they are that. How does group, I think they honestly are feeling the same way in some way. Okay. How does group 3's person view this connection? Oh, fascinating. I think they, I mean, I don't like to blow smoke. You know that, right? So if it was coming through and it was like, nah, run, baby, I would tell you to run. We know this for sure. I do think that they want to have some patience here, but they see you as counterparts. They see this as an equal give and take space. It's a very balanced connection. It's a very positive connection. The energy doesn't feel, yep, here's that Two of Cups, Ace of Swords. It's like they want to bring in, they want to bring this into union if you're not in union, and they are kind of contemplating wanting, they actually maybe even want to move quickly. There may be something kind of lingering here a little bit with this Five of Cups energy on the bottom, which is a bit of like a self-reflective state. They could have some kind of, actually, let's clarify that card. Clarify the Five of Cups being here. Okay, so you could have had a moment or a previous situation with this person where they perhaps like didn't choose you. I know it's like weird coming through, but like they maybe didn't let you know how they felt about you, or they weren't giving it to you the way that maybe they should have been or something. And there's this energy of regret surrounding that, where like there's a regret a bit surrounding like not letting you know that you were the one, or that they had these feelings. Interesting. I don't know if this is going to apply to all of you though, but I think that, yeah, just to clarify why that came through on the bottom of the deck is that it may have felt for a moment that they hadn't chosen you, or for some of you as well, it could be too that you are used to being in a space where you don't feel chosen, and that could be, you know, but this is really, I think, about, we're in a space of how they feel about it. So it could be that, you know, maybe they're aware that you have felt this in the past, and now they're choosing you too. So that's kind of another scenario that exists as here as well. Okay, so that is what I have for you, group 3. I think that's a pretty positive reading. If you do want to provide me some feedback, I would love to hear from you. I haven't read comments in a very long time, and I'm looking so forward to reading those. So if you do anything on this video, just leave me a little comment, or if you're not one to, you know, if you're not one to leave comments, you can like this video. That helps just as much. And if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe so that you can come back here in the future for more readings. Thank you so much for being here, group 3. Enjoy the rest of your day.